Hello everyone, my name is Junmo An from Korea University and welcome to the Module 3 entitled Cases of Data-Based Administration of Major Countries. As you can see in this title, this Module 3-1 aims to introduce Korean applications of data government. As you know, Korean government has tried to transform its electronic government to data-based government. So to achieve this, Korean government has tried to establish the necessary legal foundations, and based on it, it has made various applications. Korean experience put emphasis on the necessity of a concrete foundation and various applications based on it. This is the objective of this module. First, we need to understand the importance of a systematic preparation of a data-based government. Second, we will explore various policy interventions to see how Korea government has tried to nurture data collection and open it. Thirdly, we will see various applications in different policy contexts. Then we can discuss what are expected effects of a data-based government. This is the structure of this module. Firstly, I will introduce how the Korean government has tried to systematically prepare data-based government. Second, I will introduce a Korean basic plan for the data-based government, particularly policy directions and agendas. Thirdly, we will explore practical applications, how the central government and local government has made various applications. Finally, I will briefly introduce recent trend in Korea, so-called digital platform government. Okay, this is the first topic. Systematic preparation for the data-based government. I think the first step for the data-based government is establishing legal foundation. That is an initial step. As data is a prime source of data-based government, Korean government has established concrete legal foundations for data collection. That is data open and data utilization, not only by a public sector, but also by a private sector. For this, the Korean government has made a special law called Act on Promotion and Use of Public Data. And the Korean government has made related enforcement decrees and rules, as you can see in this slide. Enforcement decree of the Act on Promotion and Use of Public Data, and enforcement rule to act on provision and active use of public data. This is some important content of this law. As you can see, Article 3 of this law, Act on Promotion and Use of Public Data, clearly suggests the basic principles of the public data collection and open. As you can see in this content, these laws impose a duty over public data collection and open to every public institution, not only for the central government and local government, all the public company and then public organizations. For example, every public institutions shall endeavor to enable anyone to readily use public data and shall take measures necessary to promote universal access to use thereof. So as you can see in this basic principle, the principle emphasizes not only public data collection but also data open. It is because the Korean government believes that the true power of a data-based government comes from public data utilization, including private sectors. This is main articles in the Act of Promotion and Use of Public Data. As you can see, this act provides the legal foundation or legal basis for various institutional mechanisms for the realization of a data government, such as a committee, master plan, data quality, and management. As you can see in this slide, Article 5 suggests strategic committees, and then Article 13 it defines public data utilization support center, and then Article 21 it defines a public data portal, and then how the Korean government control the quality of data and do the standardization of data. So I think this law provides all important contents for the public data use and collection. All the government and ministries can generate data. So policy coordination among ministries is inevitable. Based on Act on Promotion and Use of Public Data, the Open Data Strategic Council, which deliberate, coordinate, monitor, and evaluate government's major open data policies, plan, and their implementation, has established. There must be a lead ministry. So in Korea, Ministry of the Interior, which is lead ministry, formulates open data master plans, evaluate implementation, create infrastructure, release data lists. And Chief Open Data Officer in each ministry and public organization leads open data efforts at individual organizations. This diagram illustrates the procedures for public data collection, open, and utilization. Each public organization must announce what kind of data they will open first, and public data must be opened through the Open Data Portal. All these public data open processes are reviewed and confirmed by Open Data Strategic Council. Since 2018, Open Data Strategic Council evaluates data collection quality and the degree of openness every year. For example, in 2021, it evaluated 548 public organizations. It evaluated 5 domains, 16 indexes. Although great progress has been made in the quantitative accumulation of public data, there is still need for qualitative improvement. All the public data is open through Open Data Portal, as you can see in the left diagram on your screen. Various public data has been loaded so far. As you can see, approximately 13.3% of public data is on public administration. 12.2% is about culture and tourism. 9.4% is about industry, employment, and so on. The Article 13 of the Act of Promotion and Use of Public Data specifies the establishment of a support center for the data collection and open. This is because all the ministry, it is not easy to collect data and process and then do standardization and then do the data quality control and open. So there must be some the central supporting center, and then we call it the support center for the data collection and open. So as you can see in this diagram, the Open Data Center is a working organization dedicated to supporting public institutions, data opening and private use. The center is equipped with expertise and capabilities in the creation, open, and usage of open government data, expanding the opening of high-quality data, open government data, at the point of contact between public and then private sector, and playing a role comprehensively supporting the creative use of a public sector. Okay, let's move on to the next topic, which is policy direction and agendas. This slide summarizes one of the recent basic plans for the data-based government in Korea. And this basic plan has been established based on the legal foundation, the Act. As you can see, the policy goal is quite clear, which is leading the era of digital transformation based in innovation by data. In this basic plan, there are 4 agendas, which are establishing data-based public administration, high-quality public data open, addressing social problem by data, and improving data utilizations. The first agenda is the establishment of a data-based public administration. This agenda is set to promote analysis, task to support evidence-based scientific policymaking, execution, and evaluation of national issues. As the slide illustrates, there can be various national issues such as policy responses to COVID-19, local population declines. Data can provide important clues to solve these social problems. So if the policymakers can use accurate data analysis results, we can achieve evidence-based policy. For example, data-based modeling of a regional COVID-19 recovery index, it can be a good example, or quarterly population decline risk prediction and visualization. It can be another example for evidence-based policy. However, to achieve the data public administration, there must be a systematic organization and restructuration. For example, all internal public administration process, such as organization management, budget operations, and HR management, they must be totally changed. For example, budget allocation and management must be transformed to data-based budget, demand forecasting, and budget application. Of course, organization management, they must be changed based on the data. And then HR management, it can be also customized, and then it can be further improved by the data-based government. The second agenda is improving the quality of public data. So there is a saying, garbage in and garbage out, which stands for, if we have a good quality of data, we can make a good result. Because of this, the Korean government aims to promote systematic management and opening of unstructured data whose usage is expected to explode in machine learning. So far, the data we have dealt was numbers, quantified numbers, but nowadays we can use unstructured data like text data, the conversation data, or dialogue, or minutes, which is unstructured data. But thanks to machine learning technologies, we can analyze this text data to identify unexpected implications. The Three basic principles of this agenda is shorter time to data collection, making public access easy, and promoting participation of a general public. The third agenda is addressing social problems by data. This agenda aims to discover and solve community problems through the participation of local residents. For this, data experts help local residents to solve their everyday life problem using data. The Korean government established Open D Square, which support local private companies which attempt to use public data for their new business formation. So this Open D Square support data-based startups and also helps local people who want to solve their local problems by the data. The last agenda is improving data utilization. So far, the data collection and open by individual public organization, and then data quality control and then standardization was not sufficient. To improve this, the Korean government aims to do data aggregation and utilization by multi-ministry and multi-dimensional data quality management. To implement this, the Korean government is doing establishment of national standard terminologies to ensure data consistency between ministry. Starting quality control from data creation and construction stage rather than adjusting after data completion. Improving diagnosis systems so that the data quality can be improved from the user's viewpoint. Based on this the legal foundation and basic plan, the Korean government has made various applications. I will introduce some important cases. The data-based government can be applied to various public administration fields, such as healthcare or business support. And then in this slide, I will introduce a case of healthcare. In January 2021, Seoul Metropolitan Government launched MyT service. When using public transportation, MyT analyzes whether a person's movement line is overlapped with a COVID-19 confirmed patient. Based on this route analysis, MyT recommends whether my route is overlapped with a confirmed case, so whether I need to take a COVID-19 test. Another example is intelligent rehabilitation support. Ministry of Labor recommended optimal rehabilitation services to industrial accident workers based on big data so that they can return to work stably. So, as you can see in this diagram, based on big data analysis, the system matched 24 rehabilitation services and provide VR-based job training program. The third example is social welfare. It is a smart care system for children with developmental disabilities. In 2021, Changwon Regional started to develop smart care system for children with developmental disabilities, which provides online cognitive emotion assessment tools and social enhancement program. This system provides customized reports for each child by analyzing the entire learning process, although through AI-based big data platform. The another application is on public administration, intelligent state and public land management. There are substantial unused state and public lands but lack of management manpower. So as you can see in this picture, image data collection done by drone or satellite, and AI learns high-resolution drone images to investigate state and public lands illegally occupied. So without persons visit, it became quite easy to make a decision to see whether the state land is illegally occupied or not. The last application case is on disaster and safety, intelligent emergency vehicle support. For example, Seoul is a big metro city in which 10 million people live in together. The big data analysis enables us to quickly determine vulnerable times, congestion zones. So allocation of emergency vehicles and optimization of route based become possible thanks to big data and AI learning. Although Korea has made substantial effort to transform its e-government to data-based government, Korea government still attempts to advance it to achieve digital platform government. Digital platform government is more advanced concept emphasizing proactiveness and collaboration between ministry. There are 5 main agendas for this. First one is to provide pioneering project that the public can experience. AI job matching service can be an example. So far, all the data in various ministries and public organizations were not connected to each other. But in the digital government platform, all data processed together to provide job matching and advanced services such as career development. The second agenda is a public service that do not require individuals to apply. In other words, it is a preemptive customized recommendation for each life cycle. The third one is optimal policy directions support such as early warning and precise forecasting through data analysis. The fourth agenda is to establish global leading digital platform ecosystem. For this, it is necessary to strengthen private-public partnership and global corporations. The last agenda is to establish safe and reliable data environment, particularly personal data protection would be critical. We will deal this issue in ethical issues in the data government in the last module. Okay, let's summarize the content of this module. There can be multiple steps, but I think the first step of a data-based government would be a systematic preparation, such as a legal foundation. For example, Korean government established the Act on Promotion and Use of Public Data, and based on this law, various systematic policy mechanisms such as a coordination committee, data portal, and supporting center were introduced. Next step are setting clear policy directions and agendas, and Korean government set the following 4 agenda: public service innovation by data, making easy environment for data utilization, addressing social problems by data, making concrete foundation for data collection, open and utilization. A data-driven government is not a finished project, but a continuous development. In this respect, Korea government aims to advance it to digital platform government. Thank you very much.